Have you ever been accused of cursing someone? Today we're going to talk about the perception of witches and cursing. Hi everyone, welcome to Waxing Moon Witches. This is Lynn and Stephanie, and today this is the second video in our cursing series.
Okay, so I did a little research on the perception of witches and cursing, and I found some really interesting things. So back in 1542 was really when the obsession with witches began. So the Witchcraft Act was passed by Parliament, which defined witchcraft as a crime punishable by death. And it was repealed, but then 5 years later it was restored by the new act in 1562. So a few years later. So basically what happened if you were accused of witchcraft, they tied you up. And basically, who was accused of witchcraft?
Women. Strong women.
Strong women, wise women, single women. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so at trial, women would be tied up and thrown into a pond to see if they basically sank or floated. If you sank, then the water accepted you and you were not a witch. And then you drowned.
Yeah. Congratulations, you're innocent and dead.
Exactly. And if you floated, just like a duck, we've all seen Monty Python. We all know what happens.
You're a witch.
You're a witch. So, also, at the time, King James was obsessed. Obsessed with witches.
Interesting.
Yeah. Silly man. So, banking on this obsession with witchcraft, William Shakespeare, you know, Romeo and Juliet, Wherefore Art Thou, Romeo? We all know him.
Yes.
Decided to bank on this. So when he wrote Macbeth, he included the Weird Sisters, or the Three Witches. And he basically used magic in his works to create drama and suspense and interest in his plays. And in Macbeth, you can find in Act 4, Scene 1, the Weird Sisters casting a spell and calling out to the goddess Hecate. And, you know, which makes sense. Three witches, triple goddess. Yeah, work together. It makes sense. And from that scene, you get some of the most famous lines, such as double, double, toil and trouble, fire burning, cauldron bubble. And then you also get, by pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. I love that line.
I do too.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah. So then, fast forward 300 years, you know, we're still obsessed with witches, you know, and persecuting women, because you can find that in The Hunchback of Notre Dame by Victor Hugo. You have Esmeralda, who is a beautiful young woman who is falsely accused of being a gypsy and a witch, and she is put to death for this.
As one was.
Basically.
Yep. Yeah, so, and I think, you know, modern times, women are still, witches even, like, especially, are still accused of cursing.
Yep.
A lot of times, like, you tell someone you're a witch who is not a witch or is not in a magical lifestyle of any kind, that's the first thing they're afraid of, is that you will curse them.
For real. For real. I have had ex-boyfriends accuse me of cursing them. Dude, if I was going to, you would know it. And I have had friends or acquaintances, upon meeting me, learning I'm a witch, the first thing they ask is, do you curse people? I mean, what's the obsession? I mean, to answer the question, yeah, I have. And
They deserve it.
Basically, yeah. I mean, I believe in the whole aspect of, you know, if it's justified. But, you know, it's amazing, the fascination with witches and cursing.
It is very true. And unfortunately, there are people out there, Stephanie,
This is true.
that try to do it, who have no background in magic, and are complete idiots. For example, I may need to pass a dog off to you if you don't mind
me
for
a
a
dog.
moment.
Give me a
Okay,
dog.
you. Oh, there you. Okay, graceful. Graceful.
Very graceful. Oh,
Okay.
God, you're
I know, she's burped at least twice. Yeah.
Sit down.
So,
Sit down.
So, there was a news article I came upon, and this was on
This is
March.
massive eye roll.
It really was, but it provided a lot of laughter for us. On March 5th, this article came out. The article is entitled, Texas Woman, Daughter, Used Voodoo, Witchcraft to Spook Couple. I'm not sure what voodoo, witchcraft really is,
It's either one or the other, honey.
or it would be voodoo and witchcraft, but grammatics aside, grammatics, is that a word?
Yeah,
Grammar aside.
Grammar aside.
Grammar aside,
Oh dear
my
Lord.
grammatics are perfect.
All the damn time.
So this was in Texas. A Flint mother and daughter have been sentenced after pleading guilty to stalking the daughter's ex-husband. So they put in here a description of the items that were found that were a part of this cursing. I only have one hand to do quotes, but you know what I mean. Okay, thank you. The items included a picture of the victim with a red pentagram drawn across her face. I think this is, yes, like the girlfriend or somebody of the ex-husband. With a burned blue candle beside the picture.
So, why are they cursing the girlfriend of the ex-husband?
I don't know.
I mean, this is when you're supposed to just move on and carry on with your life and be positive. I mean, from what I can tell from this article, none of this is justified.
No. I mean, it doesn't give us any backstory, but not only that,
true.
it's obvious that they don't know what they're doing. So there's two things that could happen from this. One, it will backfire on you and come right back at you. And if you don't know what you're doing, obviously you have no protection against this. Two, and this is more likely from the sounds of it, it does nothing. Does nothing.
Yeah, because you're not even aligning the correct elements to have anything go forward.
Or colors, or like she has no clue as to what she's doing. I mean, a blue candle is not going to be used for cursing.
Blue candles for prosperity.
I mean, this is like obvious.
Yeah.
Black. Use a black candle to curse someone. I wouldn't even think you'd need to be a witch to know this, but perhaps I'm wrong. Perhaps I'm giving these people too much credit.
Yeah, I think you're giving them too much credit.
I know.
Just a wee bit.
Yes. So, unfortunately, we have stupid people like this who give witches a bad name. Yeah. And this is just adding to the misperception that all witches curse. Because even though certain witches may choose to curse when necessary, not all do. And that's a personal choice. And unfortunately, by doing stupid things like this, you're giving everyone a bad name. Everyone.
And you're also potentially causing great harm. Because what if you do something and it does cause someone injury or death?
You said doo-doo. Sorry. That was the 12-year-old in me just rejoicing the fact that she said doo-doo.
Okay, so you perform these works,
Right.
and then you end up harming someone. You know, and then you get arrested for it.
Right.
And you go to jail.
Because
So-
you leave it all completely visible. Another mistake.
Yeah, who puts that stuff right in someone's house or on their car?
No.
I mean, hi, that's not
No.
how any of this is supposed
Just
to
a
work.
tidbit. If you want to curse someone, they never find it. There are very few instances where you will leave something on someone's doorstep. I personally would never do that.
I mean, you may do it for
No.
domination, I would think, but
Even then I wouldn't.
Yeah, not
if
my-
I'm doing something along those lines, that person's not going to know I'm doing it. No. Because then, and we can get into this more in the next video, Cursing 101.
get your notebooks.
That's right. Be prepared for all y'all who want to curse. When they know, their intention is now being sent out.
They can put up mirror works. They can do bounce back works. They can figure it out that it's you. I mean,
Yeah.
the thing about a curse, they're never supposed to figure out who this is coming from
Or what you're doing.
or what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that's where the stupidity just irritates the hell out of me. Because here we are trying to live our lives, live our truth, and we have people being dumbasses like this. Part of my language.
It's that's required in this situation.
Yeah, that's true.
It is true. And you know, if you're going to curse someone, do your homework.
So we're curious to know what your experience has been with cursing. If you have any questions or comments or stories, leave them below. And also, don't forget to subscribe because we got 2 more videos in this series coming up that you don't want to miss.
Don't want to miss. They will have how-tos.
Yep, because we all need to take notes on those.
Yep.
Okay, so for now, take care, have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Because they're stupid.
Oh, yeah.
Frankly, they deserve my irritation. Just saying.
It's true.
It's true. I've seen it. I'm an angel. Fallen.
Okay, so I did a little research. Seriously, Ralphie?
He does not like cursing. It upsets him.
You can tell.
He has a delicate constitution. None of those. Like, they just were like, no, you know, it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Let's curse my ex-husband's girlfriend.
But see, now you want to see the next video.
That is true.